Hey, everybody. A large group of people are going to think this advice is terrible, that it's detrimental, it's going to cause problems. And the advice is just stop eating. Why are people triggered when they hear that? Well, they legitimately think it's dangerous. Okay, part of their mind thinks it's dangerous. But here's the thing. You got people sitting there that are 50 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight, saying to that advice, that is crazy to say, just stop eating. I remember I was at a gathering of folks, and there was a woman there. She needed to lose about 200 pounds, and they had pizza and veggies and dip. And I remember her going over to the veggies and dip, and she picked up the container of the dip and looked at the ingredients and complained about an ingredient in the dip, and she chose not to eat any of the dip. She was 200 pounds overweight. We get so concerned and nervous about things that, they're not the problem. I was watching the 600 Pound Life. Dr. Now was talking to a lady who was in the hospital, and she probably weighed 600 pounds, and she was complaining about the food. There's another example. Complaining about the food in the hospital. He said, you're going to be okay. She said, but I got to eat something. He said, no. He said, you have eaten food that belonged to the next 4 years ahead of time. She's like, but I got to eat something. You got a woman that's 600 pounds sitting there complaining, well, I got to eat something. Do you really got to eat something if you weigh 600 pounds? Do you know that if you got a lot of weight to lose and you don't eat anything today, that you had plenty to eat? What'd you eat? You ate this. You ate Doritos from 1999. You ate the corn dog from the 2004 State Fair that's been on your hips for years. You're going to be okay. Well, I got to eat something. You done ate 4 years in advance. You're a walking food bank. Okay, I get it. Of course you're going to eat. You need nutrients. I'm not expecting people to go around just living off their fat forever, but I'm also expecting people that are 50 or 100 pounds overweight to lighten up on being triggered because somebody said something that makes them feel like it's going to hurt them. Nothing's going to hurt you worse than being 100 pounds overweight when it comes to your eating habits. What's really the issue? Why do people get upset? Why do people get alarmed when they hear diet advice that they think's terrible, and yet they're obese or morbidly obese? And here it is, and you're not going to like this any more than the other things, but it's because you're entitled. Nobody's going to tell me what not to eat. I'm not going to go around feeling like I can't eat when I want to, what I want to. I get it, because you're entitled. That's our culture. That's our way. And it's toxic. If somebody tells me you shouldn't eat that, hey, if that's true, why is intermittent fasting so popular? How come we tolerated our moms growing up saying, don't eat that, it's going to spoil your dinner? Why is it we get triggered when somebody says, you don't need that? And I realize not everybody has that place in your life or a right to say anything. I get that. But you know what? This is what I do. If you're here, I got the right to tell you some things that I think are going to help you. And one is quit being entitled, thinking you eat whatever you want whenever you want, because that's why you're where you're at. Let's get a hold of this and realize I got food on my body I can live on for a long time. I'm going to choose for a while to eat minimal, healthy foods while I live off the corn dogs from 1999. And this ain't going to happen unless you train your brain and transform your body.